Hi everyone. So I wrote my paper about the movie Achtste Groepers Huilen Niet. The movie was released in the Netherlands in 2012 and later in the US with English subtitles under the name Cool Kids Don't Cry. It is based on the book by Jacques Vriends, who is a very famous Dutch author, well known for his children's books. So the story in the movie focuses on Akkie, who is a girl in her final year of Dutch primary school, or as we call it here in the Netherlands, Groep 8. So this means that the children, including herself, are about 11 to 12 years old. However, during the school year, Akkie is diagnosed with leukemia, which means that her life is turned upside down. And at the time that she is diagnosed, she and her classmates are actually preparing for and looking forward to, amongst others, the final soccer tournament, the school camp, and the CITO test. So the CITO test is the final test that we take in primary school here in the Netherlands, and it tells us something about the level of education that we are capable of pursuing. However, all the plans that she has for that year are interfered with when she is hospitalized and fighting against cancer. In my paper, I analyzed the movie in order to answer the question, how do young adolescents deal with cancer diagnosed in either themselves or one of their friends? Furthermore, I focused on how developmentally accurate the movie is and how it may serve as an informative source for young adolescents and adults. The importance of exploring this lies in the salience of understanding the underlying psychological mechanisms in a young adolescent dealing with a serious disease such as cancer, either through themselves or a close other. Childhood cancer is the second most frequent cause of death among children in developed countries, with an incidence rate that has been increasing since the latter half of the 20th century. These statistics illustrate the significance of researching these aspects. The story presented in Achtste Groepers Huilen Niet attempts to help young adolescents rationalize and internalize the concept of serious illness and death. Furthermore, these concepts are made more intelligible and the story may act cathartically. Additionally, the movie might also be useful for parents as a way of gaining insight in the mental processes and actions of their own children. Past research has concluded that movies might optimize the learning processes of young adolescents, meaning that presenting these topics through the medium of film could be very effective. The language used in the movie directly targets young adolescents using concepts that they are able to comprehend, rather than abstract medical terms. An example of this is how the doctor explains to Akkie what her disease entails. He says, "In our blood, we have a bunch of soldiers, which we call the white blood cells. These fight when we feel sick. Some people's bodies produce the wrong cells, and basically these cells are types of hooligans. These hooligans get in the way of the soldiers and sometimes they even bully them so much that they go away. So you have these hooligans in your blood, which is making you very sick." Very clearly, this is an explanation that we would use for children and not for adults, because the terms and concepts used in this explanation children are able to envision those. So additionally, Piagetian theory is used to represent the logical skills of the main target audience. And finally, the movie being partly set in a hospital and showing how it is not just a scary place may also help young adolescents overcome their fear of hospitals and or reshape their assumptions about hospitals, without taking away the understanding of why people actually go to a hospital. An example of this can be seen, for example, in the picture where Akkie is actively engaging in a wheelchair race with the other nurses, which you can see under the analysis part, so the top picture on the page. Overall, the movie Achtste Groepers Huilen Niet very accurately portrays the developmental challenges and processes of young adolescents, especially in the context of childhood cancer. The movie is an effective medium to provide accurate information about these difficult circumstances and the underlying psychological mechanisms of children dealing with them. The movie allows children to become more familiar with the hospital environment and gain the understanding that it's not just a scary place where everything has to be serious. Furthermore, children are also shown that even when one of their peers is seriously ill, this does not mean that this individual has to become a different person that needs to be alienated. Furthermore, it is also very effective and informative movie for parents because it may allow them to better understand their own children and therefore support them in a more efficient and fitting manner. So I would like to suggest that future research should focus on developmental implications for children with cancer, but also for children with friends who have been diagnosed with cancer. Furthermore, it would be interesting to look into the effect of showing these children movies such as Achtste, Groepers, Huilen, Niet, and investigate how this may have an effect on their coping mechanisms and/or understanding of serious illness. So these are the references that I used for my paper, and if you're interested in a more comprehensive analysis of this movie, I would like to refer you to my paper, or you can ask me any questions as well, of course. Thank you!